At the recommendation of 1994 Toastmasters Golden Gavel recipient, Les Brown. Like many of us, he joined with the sole purpose of improving his communication skills. He had no idea of the leadership journey that was ahead of him. His leadership journey began in January of 2008 when asked to fill in for an area governor. He had to step down. Since that day, he has served Toastmasters in many leadership roles, including the 2013 to 2015 International Director, and most recently elected to the office of Toastmasters Second Vice President. Throughout his leadership journey, he has held one philosophy above all else. Toastmasters exists because of the members and not vice versa. Throughout his life's journey, he has faced numerous obstacles, some of which felt insurmountable. In today's keynote, with a little help, Richard will talk about some of those challenges, what he learned from them, and share tips on how he overcame these obstacles to achieve his goals. Outside of Toastmasters, Richard is an avid drag racer. Avid drag racing fan. But he is an NHRA licensed drag racer. Okay. One of his favorite tracks being Lucas Oil Raceway in Indianapolis, and he can be found competing or spectating at racing events throughout the summer. A sport where he truly learned how important it was to have a little help. Let's give a warm welcome to Richard Peck.
Can you hear me okay? Yeah. I know we had a little bit of a speaker issue last night, so I'm going to try to dance around here. Make sure I see everybody. What a great morning. What a great event. Thank you, Crystal, for allowing me to be here. When I learned I was coming to District 11, I wanted to talk about something that was important to your district. And I spoke with them. Well, I communicated with Crystal. Isn't it interesting we can't say we spoke to people nowadays because it's text, it's email, it's the messages. So I communicated with Crystal, and she said, have you ever faced a challenge that you thought you couldn't get over? I thought about it and said, oh yeah, several times in my life. So I want to talk to you about those challenges and what I learned from them and how you can overcome them. So, how many here have goals and dreams? Okay, almost everybody has a goal or a dream. That's good. The rest of you, the coffee is over there. But how many of you have faced challenges and obstacles on the way to those goals and dreams? Yeah, they seem to pop up almost all the time. What's interesting about obstacles and challenges is they can be physical, they can be financial, they can be self-imposed, or they can be unexpected. Last night, I had a goal of winning Jeopardy. I faced an unexpected obstacle in the name of Barbara, who decided that this was not going to happen. And I took that dream, as so many other ones, out of my pocket, and threw it in the trash can. How many of you have thrown your dreams away because you just can't find out how to get to them? The most difficult ones are the ones that stay with you. I'll never forget finding a suicide note from a family member who ultimately did not take their life, made me realize that my goal of leaving home and getting out on my own had to be quick stop. That's an insurmountable obstacle. And my life went like that, like so many other individuals do. You have a goal, and something gets put in front of you. And you either let it stop you, or you go around it. Sometimes they're small, you can climb over, but not so often. And that came to a head for me in 2009. And I learned an amazing lesson. Now, I may seem intelligent, but it took me to the age of 46 to learn this lesson. See, 2009 was going to be a great year for me. I had been elected president of my local Kiwanis Club. I was getting ready to serve as lieutenant governor of marketing, the old title for District 53, Lieutenant of my district. And I was about to embark on a passion that I had for a long time. And that was to become an NHRA licensed drag racer, as Priscilla mentioned earlier. Something unexpected happened in 2009. I was diagnosed with stage 4 throat cancer. An unexpected, major obstacle that I thought was going to derail all of my goals, all of my dreams. Until I realized something. I didn't have to do it by myself. You see, growing up, I had this big yellow S on my chest, so I was Superman. Could overcome all obstacles by myself. All challenge. I didn't need help. I was Superman. But these were the ones that I was not going to be able to overcome by myself. And I realized I needed help. I didn't want to let my Kiwanis Club down. I didn't want to let my district down. And I didn't want to give up on my dreams. So I started looking for people who had the same ideas, the same goals, the same thought process, but not people who would constantly agree with me. See, if I'm sitting in a room and everyone's agreeing with me, I don't know what that's this. The only person that needs to be in the room is me. I don't need anyone else. I've already got it. So I had to find people that would think the same way I did, but challenge, come up with new ideas. So I developed a strong leadership team in my district as area directors, division directors, district trio members. You develop a strong team to achieve your goals. You know what your goal is. Everyone here knows what their goal is. And you develop a team to help you get there. And Kiwanis, I built a strong club leadership team to help me get there. The drag racing one was a little bit more of an obstacle because there's not a lot of people out there that are involved with that. But I had some friends who were driven to try. And we did. And we've been fairly successful at it. But there were some interesting things that I learned along the way about individuals. And those are the types of people that you don't want to surround yourself with. Because they're the ones who will keep you from achieving your goal, no matter how hard you try. So I'd like to talk about two personalities of individuals that you want to avoid at all costs. The first individuals are the parrots. Anyone here have a parrot? Got one in the back. What do parrots do? They copy. They give you back exactly what you gave them. I want to be a successful division director. You don't want to be a successful division director. I've been there already. It's not really worth making. Not supportive. You're just, they've been there. They've done that. Want the ticket, rode the ride? You don't need to do it. You'll see people like that. They will start saying, they will start one-upping everything you've done. They will not help you get to your goals. They've always done it better. The second personality that you need to avoid are the crabs. Anyone here know about, ever seen a crab bucket? Couple? Okay. Crabbing, you have your crab bucket, and it's filled literally to the top of crabs. Live. The crab on the top is trying to get out. Crabs on the bottom try to get out also. But they're doing that by pulling the one on the top down. That's the mentality of, if I can't have it, you can't either. So those are two types of individuals right away you want to avoid. And I can guarantee you can spot them very, very easily. Get that out of there. Get the individuals who don't have the same type of drive, desire that you have out of the way. Because they're not going to motivate you forward. They're going to slow you down in getting there. Who attended the Outreach Leadership Training Program yesterday? A couple people. They spoke about visionary leaders. If you're going to build a team and be successful, you have to share your vision with them. They have to know where you want to go and have to know how to help you get there. You have to be able to get them involved. The other type of individual you need to avoid sometimes is your friends. They're your friends, and you think that everybody wants to help you, your friends always want to help you. There's this thing called jealousy. Jealousy is tough. I remember going to my first race and actually won. This was unheard of. Never been in a car before, never been on a racetrack before, and actually won and took home the trophy. My crew had been racing for 40 years and had never won a trophy. How do you think that weekend went? That was about 4 hours of misery. Because they were jealous. They wanted you to achieve your goal, but they didn't want you to be successful at it. There's a difference between achieving your goal and being successful at it. I call that ticking a box. Oh yeah, I did a visit. Tick the box. I completed this term. I tick the box. Was I successful at it? Not always. That all depends on you as the individual and what you're trying to accomplish. So have I faced insurmountable goals, obstacles, excuse me? Yeah, there's been some tough ones out there. There really have. But I'm the person I am today because of this. You are going to be the individuals tomorrow that your challenges and obstacles make you. I would not be here as second vice president of Toastmasters International if I tried to do it on my own. See, when I ran for second vice president the first time, I slipped back into that do it on my own competitive nature. Alan, was that a hard lesson to learn? Alan was there. It was the longest day, probably the longest ride home I ever had in my life, because I was taking the international president home with me, expecting that the outcome might have been just a little bit different. But I learned from that lesson not to go back to trying to do things by myself. And built teams for the second time around. Had mentors. How many of you have mentors? We need to see a lot more hands up there. A lot more hands. Mentors will help you look at things differently and will help you strive towards your goals. Everybody in a club should have a mentor. Every leader should have a series of mentors. And if you have a series of mentors, they should never be the same. They should never be covering the same thing. You want to have individuals who make you view things differently, look at things differently. I know I've talked to Alan before. On my first international director visit, I was nervous. I called Alan. He was on his way to do a visit to get some mentoring on how to approach the visit, on how to approach the keynote. Yeah, I consider Alan a friend that I've used for several things since then. But mentors are key to your success also. Does anyone have a challenge that they'd like to share? That they learned something from, that they learned how to overcome? No? John, right here. Your name is?
Kyle. Kyle.
Kyle, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So what type of challenge did you overcome? What did you learn from it?
Oh, I've had multiple. However, I was in a wheelchair at the beginning of my senior year in high school. I'll come up here.
Sure. Please. There's a photo op too. Wow.
It was the beginning of my senior year. I had just turned 18 over the summer, and I had a foot surgery where I had 5 pins in my right foot. I had clubfoot, and I had to wait for my bones to mature to have the surgery. Now, I couldn't walk on my 18th birthday. That really sucks. And like I said, I never want to turn 18 again. No matter how old I am. And for me, the summer, well, I went probably 4 or 5 months without being able to walk. And I had a dream at the time that I was in high school and just walking around in the hallway with a couple friends of mine that I knew, even though I couldn't walk. And one day I just stuck with everything, went through the physical therapy and stayed persistent and believed that one day I would walk again, and eventually I did, even if it took 5 or 6 months. However, that's just one lesson that I've learned in my life.
Excellent. And I'm fairly confident when you were in the wheelchair going through all that physical therapy, you had people that were helping you through it. It wasn't something that you were doing on your own. And that's how you overcome obstacles, by having people help you. So as a recap, obstacles are going to happen. Challenges are going to happen. You either let them define you positively or negatively. You can let them beat you down all day, or you can stand up and fight back. You will grow as an individual, but don't try to do it on your own. Come up with a saying that I'd like to leave you with. It took me a long time to learn this. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. Asking for help is a sign of wisdom. Using others to help you achieve your goals will ultimately help them achieve theirs too. So avoid the crabs, although I don't know, are we having any for dinner? They might be very good. Avoid the parrots. Watch out for jealousy. common drive. And allow them to be there with you. Allow them to celebrate your success. When we talk about distinguished districts, and I see we got two banners up, two patches up there for distinguished districts. The district itself, the members are what we're distinguished. Not the banner, not the District 11 number, the members. That couldn't happen without you. So it's all about each and every person's success, each and every person's celebration. So as you go forward, use your teams. Face your obstacles head on. Don't shy away from them. And remember that asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of wisdom. Now, a quote from the song Santa Claus is Coming to Town. You put one foot in front of the other, soon you'll be walking across that floor. And I think that's what Crystal's theme is all about. You put one foot in front of the other and walk right towards your goals. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Okay, so on behalf of District 11, we thank you for being here, for sharing your nuggets of wisdom, and I hope everyone has some takeaways with the turkey very, very much.